Independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and know that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a reflexive, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. They keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
All right. God, it's been that long. It's been that long, y'all. It's really been that long, man. It's been that long. It's been that long. Bruh. Hopefully we're going about this the right way. Man, I know it's been a long time no see, man. Y'all already know. Just got through watching the Stars and Predators game as that game finished in overtime thanks to Rope Hintz getting that up in there. But yeah, man, it's been a long time, blessing for all y'all that can hear me. I see we're trying to go like on the dual screen part going like that, but you know, hey man, been a long time. It's been a good few weeks since I done hollered at y'all. Hopefully y'all been checking out a little couple of the videos and the shorts. of the Cowboys game that I've been going to. And I've been getting a lot of flack here because I did have I don't want to say it was a crash out. I had a fender bender about the Dallas Cowboys after the Cardinals game. But man, it's been a lot of things going up in here, man. Welcome. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow me on X at Drewski Selfmade. We kick a lot of DFW sports. It's been a while since I chimed at y'all for a good little minute, man. But to be real with y'all, man, been having some, life issues going on at the same time, trying to, have a little balance going out. But nonetheless, man, DFW, that's where his heart is at. That's where he holds it down at, and he's always in the trenches. There's been some things that's going on, man, but let's talk about it. Let's give y'all the rundown, as I done came back into the fold, trying to give y'all a little mix of some DFW scoop on how I feel about some things that's going down here. Y'all already know I'll be in the trenches, but the time has come. The time has come for all, I don't want to say names or anything like that. I'm not even gonna go that route. I'm not, even gonna do anything or say anything like that. What I will say is, for all the people that was advocating for this, all the people that were so pro, fire Nico, and let me say this to start it with. You know what? I'll get into that. I'm just going down to the rundown, but I'll have my thoughts about that coming here, dropping soon. So we got to talk about this, about the whole timeline when it all went down, and what does this mean going forward. And y'all know, I did say that I wasn't planning to go to a Mavericks game because of all this toxicity that was going around there. I was like, yo, let it simmer, or at least wait till after football season. But time has come for the Cowboys as well. I'll get my thoughts about them going as the week season grade comes in, as that is the Cowboys rap sheet as well. We're basically coming in the mid since we coming off the bye. It's been a little bit since I've talked to y'all about some Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it's just DFW sports have kind of been in a big transition right now, and half of it's been depressing too, to say the least. But I'll give my mid-season thoughts of what's going on, and as they get ready for Monday night against the Las Vegas Raiders, and is there hope for them, and can they turn this season around? And of course, we'll talk some Dallas Stars hockey. We got to throw basically the most consistent franchise in the DFW, the Dallas Stars, in there, give them some love as they got their 10th win of the season against the Ottawa Predators, as Rope Hintz took it away in overtime. But nonetheless, like I said, man, let me catch up with y'all for a minute, man. How's everything been going? How y'all been feeling? The season has been changing for a lot of people. It's been a parade going. People are throwing parties right now over the firing of Nico Harrison. And I mean, like I said, bro, there's not one time that you ever hear me come on here and bash Luka, say that the trade was supposed to be made. You never heard me come in here and never say that, bro. Never did. And with Nico, it was more of, bro, who could care less about him? Time will tell for him, because if he's not right, he's going to be fired. If he's not right, then that's just what's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened in all of this, bro. He did it to himself. Now, a lot of people can sit up there and say this and that, but he kind of did it to himself. And you're looking at the Cowboys midway. If you're still thinking that they got a chance to pull some things off where you're like, okay, the back half of the schedule don't look too bad, can you go these next 3 games and do, man, there's a lot riding on that. And this really, and I told you before the season started, this was all going to depend on Foe, bro. It's going to be on his shoulders, bro, regardless how it went down, because y'all got to be consistently good. And when it matters the most, which has been a following of Dak Prescott, when it matters the most, he's not going to come through. And that's just some things you got to, just take in with that comes with the territory, especially being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback and getting paid as much money as he did get paid. But it is what it is. And like I said, for the Dallas Stars, I've told y'all multiple times, bruh, this is the most consistent franchise in the DFW since I've been, came up as a, teenager going up in there, 1999. They've been basically since 98, they've been basically making noise consistently. So got to give my props to the Dallas Stars. But let's jump into it, man. Let's quit playing. Let's quit playing, yo. Let's quit playing. So, y'all got y'all wish. Y'all got y'all wish, man. Y'all got y'all wish. J-Day, what's good, man? Appreciate you tuning in, man. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been up in here. I had to work the sounds and everything. Daniel, what's good? Everybody in Dallas is throwing a party. I don't want to say I'm throwing a party, but I guess you can say I'm throwing a party. I'm coming back live after it's been a minute for me to, coming in doing a live. And we're going to the Mavs game tomorrow. Looking at how cheap them tickets were, I see why a move had to be made, because shit ain't selling. The pockets might just be hurting. So I will say credit the fans for being on the owner's top and making a difference. You know what I'm saying? It was Nico that got PJ and Gaff. Talk about it. All I know is this is one thing I gave Nico credit for. And a lot of people say that Luka carried the Mavericks to those Western Conference Finals runs. And there's no taking away. He did. He balled out like he was supposed to. But before Nico got there, he couldn't get out the first round. If a lot of people have amnesia. You were losing first round. Now, in that situation, a lot of people will say he gets the Dak treatment. It was this, it was that. He gets the excuse. Team wasn't that good. But all I know is once Nico got here, they got to the Western Conference Final. All of a sudden, in the last couple of years, you run some things, and now you get to the NBA Finals. A lot of that had to do with Luka, but Nico made the good enough moves to make it work. This was his fatal move. To go in the middle of the night, and say, you know what? This is the best we can get for Luka right now. This is something that'll make the franchise better. I don't know who hyped you up. You might have been watching old boy before he blew up, you know what I'm saying? With all them videos, he in that boy, hype me up. Somebody did you like that, Nico. Somebody did you like that, bro. And it got you canned. Now, you make this trade in the middle of the night, and for you to not even, for the organization to not go on a full, everybody's parties, checks and balance, for y'all to not go through as an organization of checks and balances, that right there is what they say. Sometimes ignorance is not an excuse. The checks and balances should have been held, and for you to basically go above that, for you to sit and if you're Nico, you coming in here and you're like, okay, my first year on the job, we get to the Western Conference Finals. Okay, basically my third year in there, we're in the NBA Finals. Okay, you might be feeling yourself, but damn, you feel yourself that much where you're like, all I have to do is talk to the people to the top and convince them that this is the best move to do. And that's a shame on the owners too, because they're not absolved from this, because y'all signed off on it. And for you to say you don't know much about basketball, you didn't know much about the math, why would you buy something that you don't know much about? That there's no excuse. So my main thing is, what I'm getting away from this is, bro, there won't be no peace still. Now the toxicity might be let up a little bit, but misery loves company, and you're not going to get away from it if you're still upset about Luka. See, that's the whole thing that I looked at it. I wasn't one of those fire Nico people, and I didn't mind. I don't really mind it at the game, but just like last night, where we're at the free throw line in a clutch game situation, that's where I would have went to that game and we lost. I'd have been hot, bro. I'd have been so hot, bro. Running into some of them fans, it can be problems, bro. Just because you're going, they're voicing their opinion. I'm gonna voice my opinion just about like of the team aspect, bro. Of just these players ain't got nothing to do with it. But then again, I have came to my senses. I'm just like, bro, y'all just gonna have to play through it because it's not going away. It was not going away. So the inevitable was gonna happen, and basically, you couldn't quiet the noise because you weren't winning. You weren't winning. You weren't winning. And not only were you not winning, you look terrible. You look terrible. So, hey, that's all on Nico. This is what you constructed of as a team. And not to mention, this is another thing that got people hot. You criticized Luka coming into the offseason being out of shape and he get hurt. For you to trade for an older player that we know stay hurt, nicknamed Street Clothes, for him to come into the season the exact same way. Not only were y'all losing when Anthony Davis went down again, that, bro, yeah, that started more hell than a little bit. Nico was officially, he's been on the fire watch hot seat for a moment, but Anthony Davis coming in overshape, talking about I like to play myself into shape. What? After you let go of a younger generational talent for the same reason. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you didn't help yourself. You didn't do yourself no favor, Nico. You didn't do yourself no favor. And like I said, for y'all not to have as an organization, not no checks and balances about the situation, y'all doomed yourself from the get-go. If you're gonna sit up there and tell Mavs Nation, we were led to believe what? Just because he told you can save this amount of money? Y'all heard money more than anything, not knowing that your main cash cow was pocket sevens. And to the people, that started the movement and everything, man, much power to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to say it's a congratulations, but more power to y'all. More power to y'all. Damn, what's going on? More power to y'all. It seemed like I'm in one of these lives, but not the other one. So we won't do that again. We will not do that again. But more power to y'all. It is what it is, but ain't nothing gonna satisfy y'all. Y'all still gonna be miserable. And you know why you're gonna be miserable? Because Luka Doncic is not coming back. So yes, you're firing Nico. Now all of a sudden I'm gonna get to this game. We're gonna get at the free throw line. If the shit looking bad, if they're getting their teeth kicked in by the Suns, sell the team. Sell the team. That y'all just gonna stay miserable, bro. That's all it is. And that's why last season I didn't jump on that train and kept going to the game, because though this team was injured and beat up, they played hard. They never quit. That made me keep supporting them. Now you go into the situation. It's a tough situation. They had to deal with that stuff last year. Nobody had to deal with everything going down with Luka being traded more than the damn players did, bro. The players had a lot to deal with. Players had a lot to deal with right there, man. But it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You can only do so much, But I think the players losing already creates a bad vibe. It already creates a bad vibe. Now you're losing, but every time you come home, it's just still there. It's just still there. It's still there. It's a whole bunch of misery there. And this is why I've said, look, y'all can be fired, Nico, sell the team all y'all want. That's cool, bro. But y'all were Luka Doncic fans. I'm a Luka Doncic fan still, but I fuck with the Mavericks before. I mean, Dirk's my guy. But Luka was my guy too. But y'all are never going to be happy because Luka's not coming back. He's not. And if I was Luka, I wouldn't even want to. Why? Like, that's something that's bro, y'all can sell the team, get new ownership, and try to trade me. I still wouldn't want to do it. You know why? Because Luka is the type of guy, greatness inspires him, bro. And I think Dallas really did him. I think the city of Dallas really did him a disservice. For the simple fact, Dallas made his name. He made his own name. He made his own name. Us in Dallas, we really, and as Maverick fans, we pushed that Pocket Sevens is one of them guys. We been pushed that. You know what I'm saying? But see, to a lot of y'all, the only thing that Luka could do wrong was just bitch and complain to the referees. And I'm not sitting here saying that Luka was perfect or he had a lot of flaws, but sometimes you create a monster that you can't corral, bro. And I always said this, LA was probably the best thing for him. And this is coming as a Maverick fan. This is coming seeing those Luka Magic nights, being there live, looking at them Luka Magic nights. Bruh. The Luka fandom, as you see, had it. Now, when I say this, people are Luka fans, and I think I want to say for majority, I don't want to just say that they're all miserable. I think not only were they Luka fans, but it's more of how do you do the city's favorite star like that? I think that's more of where a lot of this is stemming. That's where I would hope, because when it happened, you're like, bro, what the fuck? What? You did what? Playoffs? Are you kidding me? You what? It still don't even seem real that you even did it. You know what I mean? But yes, it's did. It's did. And when you go forward, you're just like, bro, the players out there, they're good. They're just not healthy. That's just really the bottom line. But I just really do think the city of Dallas just created a monster in Luka. And I think Luka would have changed, but we weren't gonna push him to change. I don't think that was gonna happen. And if you're gonna sit here and say that the organization went with a coach and a GM over the star player, then there's a lot of things wrong with that. There's a lot of things wrong with that. I mean, Michael Finley, you being right next to, you being right next to Nico Harrison all the time. And like I said, Nico, did you just go straight to Dumont and was like, bro, this is what we need to do. This is how we can do this. I'm working on this. Because like you say, if that's the case, I mean, now a lot of people don't want to forgive Dumont because he's acting like he got played stupid. But if this is a guy that don't know anything about basketball, how can you say he lying? How can you not say he got gooped on? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. What you got, J-Day? I don't agree with Nico losing his job at all, and I wish and I could not have been out there last night. The man at the line and they talking about Nico out loud, I would have cussed everybody out. Like, bro, it's just the reality. And you know what? A lot of people are going to sit there and say, well, that's the only time we can have our voices heard. And anyway, they play on the road and they hear a lot of noise. And this is the worst line that I ever heard. They get paid millions of dollars They get paid millions of dollars to block that noise out of. If that's the truth, go tell that to Marshawn Neal, rest his soul then. Because y'all act like just because people get paid a lot of money that they are just like superhuman. They not human no more. Y'all better stop that shit. You better stop that shit. That is not cool. That's not cool. And in the words of Mike Tyson, If you think having a lot of money makes you is gonna make you happy, you ain't never had a lot of money. And Biggie's song said it the best: more money, more problems. So for those people that sit there and say they get paid millions of dollars, bro, they're human, bro. Let's not get this twisted. They're human. Just like y'all human, we understand, bro, the way they traded Luka about, yeah, bro, that's unforgivable. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Nobody really agreed with it, but it was like, damn, bro, if y'all can stay healthy, which was the question, if they could stay healthy, and that I think that really broke the camel's back right there. Your team not being able to stay healthy. Your team can't stay healthy. Well. If your team can't stay healthy, then you got a problem, buddy. You got a problem. Man, my bad. Let me give a better hardwood background in the background. I'm talking about. Let's change it up. But yeah, man, how can you keep coming to work? Like I said, losing is one thing, bro. And then Anthony Davis being hurt, that sounded, but losing is one thing. It's already frustrating to keep going back to work. You're trying your hardest to do it, and you get to your home venue and you have all this ruckus going on. You have all this noise going on, bro. Like John Witherspoon on what was it? House Party. Oh, baby, they making all that noise. They still up making all that noise. Most people at the game, not from Dallas, no way. Can't even name not one Dallas independent school district out there, but got something to say. And I'm telling you, man, like J-Day, he ain't lying. The DFW is a melting pot of like that, because that's a lot of that at the Cowboys game. Maverick games, it just, you get to seeing a lot of old folk up in there. But like I said, I get it. The way they did Luka, bruh, yes, that is enough to cause some ruckus. But damn, bro, I mean, like you say, I don't want to disparage. I don't want to have the room to kind of rain on the parade of everybody who was advocating for Nico to be fired. Your wish is there. Now, can I have my wish? Especially when a brother is at the game and we're at the free throw line? Can y'all please give the players a little peace of mind for a second? Can y'all please just sit there and hope that we can hit the free throw instead of yelling out, sell the team, or being miserable? Can we please do that? That's all I'm asking. Y'all had y'all day. Now, can we please give these players a safe haven for a little bit? Give them a stretch where they can try to play some good basketball. Can we please do that? Please. Because the players ain't had nothing to do with this. Obviously, if Nico didn't talk to nobody about it, then obviously the players didn't have no talk about it. And it's like, dang, it's not like y'all cussing them out or anything. I get that, but damn, fam. We trying to win the game, and y'all want to, you know what I'm saying? Look, you do what you got to do. Y'all made y'all voices heard. It is what it is. Y'all did exactly what y'all was supposed to do. I ain't mad. Do what you do. Do what you do. I believe we kind of messed up this stream, but we just trying some different things. You know what I'm saying? We've been trying some different things going up in here. But coming back. What up, big bro? You still up? You still up? Yeah, man, the day has finally came. And like I said, I will be at the game tomorrow, because I just said, bro, I got to let the toxicity die down. And with them starting back, and like I said, the Cowboys season, that's about over with. So that's about done, which I'm getting ready to talk about here in a little bit. But just looking back on this day, bro, me personally, I don't feel any type of way. The only type of way I feel is like, okay, are y'all still going to be miserable and y'all still going to chance some shit while we're at the free throw line? Are y'all still going to do that? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only thing I can see, because yes, y'all got Nico fired. Or I don't even want to say y'all got Nico fired. Nico got himself fired. Y'all just made it worse. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people stopped going to the games, and I didn't want to go to the games because, like I said, I don't want to get into it with a so-called fellow Mav fan just because they feel a certain way. And I'm hot because, not because what y'all saying, I'm just hot because we lost. And y'all doing that shit is just egging it even more. You know what I'm saying? But to each his own what they got to do. To each his own whatever they got to do, man. But I'm just saying from my perspective, it don't make me no difference just because Luka was not coming back regardless, whatever y'all do. So like I said, y'all gonna still stay miserable. Y'all still miserable. Yeah, y'all throwing a party and y'all Nico pack smoking and all that stuff. I get it. That's fine. That's fine. But you know what? Tomorrow's gonna happen. They're gonna have a game, and you know what? Luka is still gonna be in purple and gold. He's still going to be in purple and gold. You know what? Y'all going to yell, sell the team, being all that type of stuff. Sell the team. Guess what? They will sell the team, and Luka's still not coming back. So, I mean, what we doing? What we doing, man? I understand being hurt because Luka is gone. Like I said, going to them games after he got traded, it is a different vibe. Even when Kyrie was healthy, it was a different vibe. Just a different vibe, bro. You missed those Luka Magic nights. So, like I said, you've never heard me have any slander of Luka talk at all. That's not gonna happen around here. But yeah, man. The day has come for it, and you know, I don't want to call them miserable Mavs fans, but the people that go in there and yell, sell the team, and they keep trying this stuff, bro, that's just, like you say, bro. I just don't want to be around that type shit, bro. So I'm going in there to the AAC tomorrow night just to check the temperature and the roof for some Mavericks. You know what I'm saying? See if these players can like shake it off, because if anybody deserves some support, it's the players, bro. They done had to play through all of this. Cooper Flag mom done came in here and said some shit about y'all toxic ass. She came up in there and is like, yo, look, these players don't have nothing to do with what Nico said. And to the people were yelling fire Nico, to their credit, they're not aiming it at the players. That's the one thing I can give y'all. Their displeasure is not toward the players. It's not. So that's kind of where the balance is. It's just a toxic situation. It's not about trying to play both sides of the fence, but it is a toxic situation. They're not yelling obscene things about Nico and in that chant. They're just saying they're just advocating to fire Nico. And it has nothing to do with the players. It really doesn't. But this is the twist. This is the twist that I'm kind of having with the fire Nico people. Y'all say that it's not directed toward the players, it's to the front office and the GM, but y'all don't know how them players feel when y'all yelling fire Nico just because they traded Luka Doncic. Y'all are basically saying like, bro, we don't care about none of these people. You can say that's not what you're saying, whatever. If y'all gonna feel like y'all yelling fire Nico and boycotting is the reason you got him fired, then understand what the pressure is you're putting on the players when y'all yelling fire Nico just because they traded a player that y'all really love the most and basically are like, the hell with the rest of this product that you have got on this floor. We don't care nothing about it. Come on, bro. Everybody's going to feel some type of way. Everybody can't go. Everybody can't win. You know what I mean? That's just not how this game goes. Everybody can't win. Even though they trying to get participation trophies to everybody, everybody can't win. He said, yeah, you off to Thursday. Well, we could get some, we can get some Cowboys rap sheet talk up in here or some more DFW sports talk rapping. I'm trying to get back into the flow of things. It's been a minute, man. Trying to do some things, trying to get some things straight. But yeah, we will be in attendance tomorrow at the Mavs game. So I'll have the shorts popping. I'll have the vlog after that. Hopefully it's a good game, win or lose, long as it's a good game, not a blowout. You know what I'm saying? At least blowout loss, but I will be in the mix. I will be in the mix. So look for me tomorrow night at the AAC. Hopefully it's a little less toxic in that building. I'm hoping. But like I said, bro, y'all gonna wake up tomorrow, bro, and y'all still gonna be miserable. Y'all gonna be glad that Nico's fired, but y'all still gonna be miserable. You're still gonna be miserable. And you're gonna be miserable because Luka Doncic ain't coming back. I wish. Don't get me wrong. Look. Just because I'm telling y'all that, that's not me saying I'm pro Nico or I'm anti Luka. I wish he could come back. Shit, what you mean? I wish them shorts were hitting when Luka Doncic was, you know what I'm saying? What you talking about? But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Now you're gonna yell, sell the team, sell the team. That's exactly what's going to happen. I know it is, but at least for like what? The Mavericks got a stretch of 3 home games here. One of them being an NBA Cup game Friday. Let me look at the schedule. Man, and I looked at the Maverick tickets that I went and bought yesterday. Boy, them O's is cheap. Now I see why you had to make a move, because people ain't buying them boys. So, like I said, I do give credit. I'm not going to sit here and be one of those like, damn, bro, y'all, you know. I will give credit to the fans that started the movement and actually stuck through it. And credit to y'all. Y'all did apply pressure. Y'all applied pressure on the front office. And y'all really started hurting their product. You know, stop buying merchandise, stop going to the games, and made it a toxic environment. But that's one thing I did not want Cooper Flagg to be birthed into of his start of his NBA career, was this toxicity right here, where his mom even came out and basically said everything that I said, like, bro, like, these players ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only time we can chant is because we get drowned. And why don't y'all yell fire Nico? Why aren't y'all in unison yelling fire Nico when the other team is at the free throw line? They ain't blasting no music on the free throw line. Y'all know that is a flat out lie. They can't do that. You can't be blasting no music on the free throw line. So for y'all to sit there and say that, come on, stop. Stop that. That's irresponsible. Looking at the Mavericks schedule, okay, you got the Phoenix Suns tomorrow at 7:30. Then you got NBA Cup game with the Clippers down here, 7:30. And then Sunday, you got Portland. So you got a 3-game home streak for the rest of this week. Mavs fans that's basically feel vindicated about having Nico Harrison fired. Are y'all gonna, y'all still gonna be miserable about it? And like I said, you're going to be miserable because Pocket Sevens is not coming through the door. Even if you sell the team, Pocket Sevens is not coming through the door. So y'all still going to be miserable? Let me know, because I'll go back and resell my ticket. Fuck that. I don't want to be around y'all. I don't. Man, it's too much going on in the world, bro, for y'all to be, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, for the ones that's sitting up there talking about if the NBA players who get paid millions of dollars can play through that, then nah, bro. Don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. Stephen, what's good, bro? What's good, bro? I think the vibes definitely shifting. I know personally Luka not coming back well as right now, but man, I hope we can shift the vibes to winning. And that's all what I'm saying. And that's, after the aftermath, I gotta give y'all some content. I love being in the trenches, man. And like I said, y'all hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe, man. I ain't gonna lie, for the past couple months, until I took my little 2-week hiatus and stuff like that, man, the channel has been growing. So I really do appreciate all y'all, showing love on some DFW sports content with your boy trying to jump in jump into the trenches a lot. But at the same time, I'm trying to make sure I get back to doing it. Lives, I'm trying to see how I'm gonna really do the lives, because I might just focus on dropping shorts. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes with the shorts, you can't get the full context of everything that you're talking about. So I'm trying to battle in between that, but I'm trying to battle where we're still staying on got some content to talk about for sure. But you're right, man. Gotta get some winning vibes, man. Gotta get some winning vibes. Can we at least be peaceful for the rest of the week? Y'all done had y'all share since the Luka trips. Y'all done had y'all shit for 9 months, bro. Now, for the people that actually want to enjoy basketball and root like hell for the Mavericks to actually try to win for these players, can we just, for the rest of the week, have a little peace? Can y'all keep y'all miserable selves either in the cocoon, or can y'all at least smell the flowers for at least a good 3 games? Please? Please? Y'all got y'all moment. Y'all got y'all moment. Now let's give the players their moment. They need much support as possible. They need much support as possible. Now, a lot of people going to say, what about Jason Kidd? He ain't innocent in all this. It is what it is. How you know he not innocent in all this? Because for me, he might have been trying to get Nico fired, because for him to not be playing Brandon Williams early in the season, I had no idea why he was doing that, but he did it anyway. Now you see he's playing Brandon Williams and is making it happen. Maybe Jason Kidd is probably throwing games at the same time too. I'm just saying that might not be the truth, but how do y'all know? It's known for a fact Jason Kidd didn't like Luka. Why? I told y'all, bro. What was it? Game 3? Game 3 of the NBA Finals when they were in Boston, when Luka fouled out and he looked at Jason Kidd and said, "You better fucking challenge that shit." I was like, bro, Luka's a monster that can be corralled, bro. He's a monster that can be corralled, fam. That wasn't a good look. I didn't like that. But that happened. And I didn't like that it did happen. But nah, man, I mean, looking at the situation going forward, man, I just want to see the Mavericks just try to play some good basketball, bro. Because like I said, the offseason for the football is coming faster than you thought. And we're getting ready to talk about these Dallas Cowboys. The offseason is coming real fast and quicker than you think. It really is. But who is the blame? Who is the blame for all this? We know like I said, Luka took you to the finals. There's no reason you should have even thought about trading him. And then to talk so bad about him and to fire everything that was close to him. Was Dumont firing everybody like that, or was that Nico? So like I said, Nico, that everything what they said about you was right. Your ego was way much in the way. It was right. And you went down with your ego, because what got you fired wasn't just that people weren't showing up. Y'all weren't winning, and y'all looked terrible. You look terrible. Now, a lot of people are going to sit there and say, well, he's without Kyrie and AD. Bro, that what makes it worse. When AD came in out of shape and he got hurt, like, bro, you traded for this. Now, Max Christie, he's starting to play a little bit better. I can tell his 3-point shot is like coming along, but bro, this don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, and this is how you got to look at it, bro. Just for all the people who is part of that movement, of the Fire Nico movement, y'all feel good, y'all popping bottles tonight, but y'all are going to wake up tomorrow and you're still going to find some reason to be miserable. Now, I hope some of those that if that's all they were asking for Nico to be fired, then you got your wish, then do what you do. But it's still going to be a funny vibe. It's going to be a funny vibe because you're still going to see people in there with Luka jerseys. And people will be wearing Laker Luka jerseys. So it's still going to be a toxic environment, bro. It really is. I'm gonna go in the trenches and I'm gonna gauge it. Now, really, I say I'm gonna gauge it. I'm really gonna be into the game. Y'all, I think y'all seen from my vlogs, I be into the game. That's why I kind of like, bro, I don't worry. But like I said, Monday night, I'd have been pissed, bro. Not only did we lose, damn, we got to the free throw line and we trying to tie the damn game up, and here y'all is starting that bullshit. Come on, bro. Fuck all that, bro. Come on, man. We trying to win. Nico wasn't trying to win. The fuck Nico. I don't care about no Nico. I care about who out there on the court right now. Well, Nico put the man. Fuck him. Fuck him. For real, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, and to me, if I was a player, it's like, damn, bro, I understand. I'm hurt that Luka got traded too. That shit shouldn't have happened. And the way it happened, it should have never went down like that. But damn, bro, y'all that twisted where y'all like, fuck us? Well, if we losing, he might as well quit. And I think you saw signs of the team quitting. And I think that's even with Jason. I think Jason Kidd don't even want to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to say he's part of the problem or whatever, but I think at the same time, bro, it's just, they don't want to deal with it, man. They just don't want to deal with it. So, like I said, y'all got what y'all been screaming for the last 9 months. Now, for us that really want to see these players succeed and give them some support, can y'all like hold that down, little daddy, or hold that down, little mama, just for the rest of the week, all the way to Sunday? These next 3 games, can y'all hold that down? You know what I'm talking about? Can y'all just hold that down for a little bit? Like I said, I will bring y'all the vibe of the aftermath tomorrow night. And what tomorrow night and Thursday when we drop the vlog. So we gonna be in there for sure. What do you say? Hey man, I just want to thank you for vlogging the Mavs games. I wish I could go to the home games, but he got 100 clips. He said he stay in New York. So I got you, my guy. I got you. You know what? I'm getting ready to try to create some memberships as well, but I don't want to get to the, trying to charge people for that subscription, but I want to see if I can create something else like super fan wise. And for all my people, this is the main reason how I really started this channel, is for a lot of the people who's outside the DFW and all that type stuff, because I know a lot of, and this is a lot of thing that I love bringing to the channel is like, I mean, I could go live and have the live watches, but I love going to the games. If you see me during a live game, you know what I'm saying? If you ever been around me while I watch the game or something like that, you're gonna be like, yeah, I can see why you go to the games, because I just fit that environment. And a lot of people, be giving props about that energy too. And I just love bringing that energy, but I wasn't gonna bring it nowhere near when it's full of toxicity everywhere. And I think it's still gonna be misery in the air, but hopefully for the rest of this week, we get some things to chill. Now, the only thing that will set this shit fire is if Nico came out and was like, nah, Patrick Dumont said this, and he blow it all up in his face. Then that's just going to start. Oh, well, we need to do this. It's just going to start it all over again, man. It's going to start it all over again. But big salute, man. Appreciate you for subscribing. I will have this next vlog going to you. So if y'all want to know the vibes of the AAC, I will be there. And let's see if I can get it from start to finish. The game is at 7:30. Hopefully I've been getting off early all this week. Hopefully I can get off early again where we can get to the AAC and we can really get the good feel of what's going on. And y'all know I'm going to bring it to y'all. So just pay attention to me. I won't be going live after the game. I'll be trying to go live and all that stuff. But something happened with an update with one of these phones, with one of these iOS services. And ever since then, battery life has been trash. You know what I'm saying? So trying to figure out a way how he's going to try to make that, get better and do better. So, but I got you, man. We're going to be in there. I talked about not going to Cowboy games for the rest of the year just because they're done in the dumps. We'll see how they go. But the Mavs, they need a lot of help. Closing off with the Mavericks, and my thought about all this is, this was something that was going to need to be happening because it wasn't going away. So, yes, Nico needed to be fired. It wasn't going away. Even if you were winning, it wasn't going to go away, but you could have quieted the noise if your product was a little bit better. And I just think with the players losing, with the team in the type of situation that it's in now because of its losing and of its play is even more frustrating to them because they're losing. And then you get this going on. And I know something had to boil over in the locker room probably a few games ago, and then them losing the game the way they did. Not only did we have our chance to tie the game at the free throw line and everybody started yelling fire Nico, but before that, the referees fucked you out of a foul, bro. Like, real talk, that really turned the whole game, that kind of lost you the game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that is frustrating. Y'all. And for them to still be trying and to make a game and to come back and do something, here y'all go with the fire. Oh, come on, bro. Somebody gonna snap. Bro. That's all I got to say about it. But, for everybody who started the movement, props to y'all, man. Y'all got exactly what y'all wanted. Now, where do we go from here? I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I just know y'all going to wake up tomorrow and y'all not going to be satisfied. Y'all are still going to be miserable because I know you're going to be miserable because, like I said, 77 is not coming back. And that's the main reason what made me move on in the first place, because I was like, okay, I get y'all protest. I see y'all protesting, but that's not going to bring Luka back. Is it going to make y'all feel better? How's it going to make y'all feel better if Luka ain't coming back? That's the only thing that's going to make y'all feel better is if Luka come back. And if Luka come back, then y'all deserve all the props. But y'all did all this and y'all still going to be miserable. And that's not a good thing, bro, just because there's just a lot of in life going on. Luka is in LA pursuing his thing, bro. I suggest y'all either find a team or go just basically cheer for him and the Lakers, or just try to get behind these players that are trying, that had nothing to do with Luka getting traded, bro. Now, you're going to say the players are part of the ownership, bro. Either turn your TV, either root for the Lakers and Luka, or root for another basketball team, or turn your TV off. That's the best thing I can say. And I'm going to kind of leave it at that. But I will be in the building tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be in the building for the AAC. Suns, Mavs. It's a big game that the Mavericks desperately need. So, like you say, man, Mavs at 3-8. How did it get here, man? We all know how it got here. And basically, Nico, once the team started at the bottom of the Western Conference standings, sitting the way they look, and offensively, it's just terrible. And AD is overweight and hurt. Yeah, bro. Time was ticking for you. I wish I could have explained a lot of this to y'all in my shorts and stuff like that. But, we'll get back to doing some things like that for sure. Oh, what I got to say about the Dallas Cowboys? Let's talk about this. Been on the stream for almost about an hour. Yeah, let's talk about hoe-ass Dallas Cowboys. Now, y'all saw my last short where I was like, fuck Dak, fuck everybody. Walk up in the club, fuck everybody. Can't see, can't talk, fuck everybody. Like, real talk. And a lot of people are like, why are you wasting your money knowing that they suck? Bro, it's being in the trenches. It's just a different feeling. It's like being on the battlefield almost. It's almost like being in the battlefield, in the battlefield arena. It just does something to you. And I lashed out, and I hate that I did lash out. You know why? The only reason I really feel bad that I lashed out was, and I didn't even say this about this person, but the way I lashed out, I feel totally bad for, because, as we had the tragic news, the tragic passing of Marshawn Nealon, who committed suicide, that made me almost want to take that post down. You know what I'm saying? But I'm human. I make my mistakes in the heat of the moment and stuff like that. Though I said fuck everybody, it was just more of the collective of just y'all not going nowhere. That's more what I meant about that. Like, this season is a wrap. But coming back and looking at it, I feel bad that I went that route. And even though I didn't say this about Marshawn Nealon, because he did have a special teams touchdown, kind of want to take that back. I really do. But I can't. It's already there. It is what it is. I mean, protect your mentals at all time. You never know what people is going through. And this is something that I was saying about, the whole Fire Nico situation. For a lot of those fans that's sitting there saying these players get paid $1 million, they get paid millions of dollars to be able to block that out. Like you say, man, tell that to these former athletes who seem like they got everything going for them, but they feel like it's not good enough. So that's something that's real. 24 years old. Suicide is a big thing, something that happened to me, something that I've experienced earlier in my childhood. And I'm not gonna lie, once that happened, I grew up a little bit different after that. You know what I'm saying? Life kind of went way different. When a parent has to bury their child, it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of setbacks. It ain't even just about the money. You're already depressed. You done lost your child. You know what I'm saying? You done lost your child, and you lost your child to suicide. And then here comes all the financial burdens and all that type of stuff. So, after stuff like that happened, I just, after that happened, we started moving around a lot. We couldn't stay in one place. And, I'm not going to blame my parents for anything. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. It's up to us to adjust accordingly. So that's just something that had to happen. But, and as you grow up, you end up having friends that end up, probably going through the same thing, and they end up, going through the same situation. So a lot of us are affected about suicide and all that type of stuff. So, this is just a sad week. That was just a sad type of thing that came down, and it's just shot. It was just shot. We don't want to wish death on nobody, but a lot of people call for firing a Nico Harrison job. A lot of people have been calling for the croaking of who, and for that news not to come up about him, I think made a lot of people upset. But at the same time, Marshawn Nealon, fly high, buddy. You'll be missed. Hopefully, we'll try as much as to keep your name alive, and hopefully, much respect to your family and all your closest ones for sure. Now, talking about these Cowboys midseason, bro, they're 3-5-1. You look at this season, it's a frustrating season because you look at game one, bro. You don't have 6 drops. I ain't even gonna blame all on CD's drops, but he had drops. But Jake Ferguson, he dropped a touchdown pass as well, and then you had a fumble in the red zone. So you had drops, fumble, turnover in the red zone. You could have beat Philly. The Packers game, you could have won that game. The Carolina game, you should have won that game. Arizona, I don't know what the hell happened with y'all, but there was no reason for y'all to come out and play the way y'all did. And this is where he's going to say, bro, is there hope for the Dallas Cowboys? Is Quentin Williams? You make this trade, you give up a first and a second or something like that? One of your first and then a second? I said Quentin Williams, okay, that's a good move. I like it, but at the same time, having all these defensive tackles don't do you no good if your linebackers are trash. If your linebackers if they can't fill the gaps like they're supposed to, if they're not where they're supposed to be, run fitting or doing stuff like that, if they don't have run integrity, discipline, all that, bro, it don't matter how many defensive linemen you get, how good they are. If that second level right there is bad, bro, it ain't gonna do you no good. So having Quentin Williams works because now you ain't got to worry about Mozzie now. You book bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? Which, whoever made that decision, it could be Will McClay, whoever. You should be held to the fire for that one. You really should. You should be held to the fire for that decision. You really should. But you're getting midway of the season, and like I said, that Philly game was winnable. That Packers game was winnable. The Panthers game was winnable. And the Cardinals, I don't know what the hell happened with y'all, but y'all literally pissed this season away with those 3-4 games right there. And a lot of teams that y'all lost to, y'all had no business losing to. I'm being real. Even if your defense is bad. This is where it's lining up on Dak Prescott and Brian Schottenheimer. Damn sure Dak Prescott. Because, like he said, yeah, you had MVP. See, once everybody joined the hype train, which he was playing at an MVP level, I'm not going to lie. Because if Dak wasn't playing the way he was playing, this team will be picking high in the draft right now. Instead, they're, picking in the middle of the pack. But at the same time, bro, look, Cowboys, you got the Raiders next on the road, which on the road is a bad thing. But Vegas, I think there's a lot of Cowboy fans there. Cowboy fans travel everywhere, but this is a game you got to win. And you're looking down the stretch, okay, you get basically you're playing on a Monday night, then you're playing on a Sunday, so you're going to be on a short week, going on more of a short week, playing Philadelphia and then the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, you get both of them at home. I will say if Dak is healthy, he plays good against the Eagles at home, bro. He plays good against the division at home, period. So that can be a winning game. The Raiders could be a winning game. I felt the Cowboys need to go at least 3-1 against the AFC East, West. You got stomped against the Broncos. Here's your chance. Take care of business Monday night and then let the chips fall where they may. But to sit here and say at 3 wins, can they squeak out 6 more wins? Can they squeak out 6 or 7 more wins? So you'll need to beat the Raiders, the Eagles, and you're probably going to have to beat the Chiefs. That gives you 6 wins. You're going to need to beat the Vikings. That gives you 7 wins. You're going to need to beat the Chargers. That gives you 8 wins, and then you need to win them last couple of games against the Commanders and the Giants, who are in disarray. That'll get you 10 wins. That'll get you 10-7. So hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're at 3 wins, right? So you got to get 7 wins in these next 8 weeks? Is that how the math is mathing, y'all? Bruh. Yeah. That's how you get done off the map. Made me mess up my mathematics. I don't see it, bro. And like you say, bro, you're going to need the offense to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to need the offense to be something consistent. You're going to need the offense to be consistent. I just don't see it, bro. So in their last 8 games, you're basically saying you need to go 7 of 8 in these last. Y'all might as well get ready for the draft. You might as well get ready for the draft. That ain't happening, fam. It ain't happening. To go 7 of 8. I don't see it. Especially if your defense was somewhat good enough, then yeah. But, everybody's like, okay, Overshown, he has, he's gotten off the 21-day window. You're getting that reinforcement back. Maybe sometime sooner or later you'll get Diggs back. Maybe you'll get Revel coming in. I hear all that, bro, but it's too late, bro. It's too late. It's just too late. The losses against the Carolina Panthers, the Arizona Cardinals, I want to say Chicago Bears. I think at the end of the season, we could probably say the Chicago Bears. And probably the Packers too. Because even though it wasn't a loss, it wasn't a win neither that you should have won. 5 to get midseason grades, bro. This team is really. My expectation was a 7-win team anyway. So they're at 3 wins. Can they squeak away 4 wins? It start Monday. It start Monday against Vegas. That'll get them at 4 wins. Can they basically finish out the rest of the season against the Commanders and the Giants? That'll give them 6 wins. Where is that 7th win coming from? Is it against the Eagles at home? Is it against the Chargers at home? I don't think it's going to be against the Lions on the road. It's going to be against the Vikings at home. So that 7 win look like it's about to be there. Look like that's what it's about to be. Look like that's exactly what it's about to be. But like I said, Schottenheimer, I think he's done pretty decent. I think Brian Schottenheimer has done pretty decent. I just think he's had times where, you know, you can tell he's trying to get too cute at times in some of his play design and some of the things he got going. But I wouldn't give him a failing grade. I'd give him like a C plus. I'd give him probably a B minus just for the simple fact of what he had to go through going into the season, knowing it was going to be a charade. You know what I'm saying? I think that had a lot to do with it. Do we give Eberflus a pass because maybe he created the defense that he knew Michael Parsons was going to be a part of? But I don't even think that would have been a difference because the way you draw up stuff, nah. That wasn't going to work neither. That wasn't going to work neither. Offensive line is hit and miss. The run game, I mean, Javonte has been a godsend, but you need Jadon Blue, or you need a quick twitch back to help change the pace of this offense, bro. You need that back that has that second gear and that can catch out the backfield, bro. I just think Schottenheimer likes using running backs out of the backfield a little bit more in the passing game as well. You got to find that running back that can do that. Can Jadon Blue be that guy, and can he morph into that guy? Time will tell. Look like with a little bit more of the play time, he's starting to get it. But let's get to the defensive side. Rest easy, Marshawn Nealon. But Donovan Ezeraku has been playing some good football here lately, bro. Week in, week out. About after the first 2-3 weeks of the season, he's actually been flashing every week out on the film, bro, multiple times. He is showing that, okay, we can do some things. And I think with his skill set, he's one of those where he's kind of remind me of what Dante Fowler used to be when he was younger. He's one of those guys that can rush the passer, but if you need to drop him back in coverage, you can do some things with him right there. I think I see some traits of Donovan Ezeraku that can do some things right there. So big props to Donovan Ezeraku, basically getting better week in, week out. Jadeveon Clowney, it looks like he's getting his legs back. So now all of a sudden you're starting to get some pass rush. You're actually starting to get some pass rush. Now, can you get the push up the middle now? We knew Kenny Clark was more of a run stopper, but you're still giving up a lot of big gash and run plays. I don't want to say a lot of it has to do with him because a lot of these are really running on the edges and getting gash plays. But at the same time, a lot of this is just because your linebackers are not fitting right. They are not fitting correctly and they're not fitting right. And it's causing a whole lot of trouble for the damn it's causing a whole lot of trouble for the fucking defense, man. So that's just something that they gotta do. That's just something they got to do, fam. They got to figure it out. Boy, I swear the internet be on that weird shit. But Overshown coming back, how much stock are y'all putting into that? Coming off of 2 knee injuries? Come on, bro. Like, it will help, but shit, we asking a lot, bro. And like he say, bro, just for y'all to make 10 wins, you're gonna have to go on you're gonna basically have to go into the playoffs as the hottest team, and that's winning 7 out of 8. Y'all really think with this defense they're winning 7 out of 8? Do y'all, for all the Dak hate boys, with his inconsistency, especially when it matters the most, do y'all really think they're gonna win 7 out of 8 games? So that's why I'm kind of I've been ready to turn my attention to the Stars and Mavs in the draft. So I'm glad Nico has got fired, because now we can go to these Mavs games. And you know what? Patrick Dumont, if y'all really serious about, ingratiating back Maverick fans, keep them ticket prices the way y'all got them. Y'all keep them ticket prices the way y'all got them. Y'all win us over. I'll be up in there. Man, I looked at them tickets. I'm like, bro, these tickets cheap. Then you got the NBA Cup game Friday, and then you got Sunday. So we're gonna see what we can do with the household to let us do and how everything is going into there. But them tickets is cheap. Even the Cowboys tickets have been cheap this year too. So never out the mix, man. Never out the mix. But it's always still fun time going up in there. So, but like I said, if you're thinking that the Cowboys have hope, you're basically saying they got to win the next 7 out of 8, and hopefully Philly has a meltdown, a collapse, is what you're hoping for. That's what you're hoping for if you're a Cowboy fan. And if not, you need to lose and hope that the Packers lose. So you end up having 2 high draft picks or something like that. That's just really kind of what you're aiming for. But like I said, this team will be lucky to get 7 wins. They're at 3 wins right now, so they got to get 4 more. I can see them beating the Raiders. I can see them beating the Commanders. I can see them beating the Giants. The wild card teams is between the Vikings and the Chargers, or possibly Philly, especially Philly being at home. That's a game I can see the Cowboys winning, because Dak is going to play good. He plays good against them boys down here, bro. That's just what it is. So you're basically, it's either going to be that Philly game, or it's between that Chargers and Minnesota game that'll get them 7 wins. But I don't think I don't want to say I don't think they're not going nowhere. And if they do, y'all gonna have to give props to who, all y'all Dak hate boys. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for this team to try to do that, bro. It's just hard to see that coming down the pipe, bro. I don't see that's happening. But what I hope to see is, that this offense start. And before a lot of y'all say it, man, this offense was putting up a lot of good numbers when CD Lamb was out. Don't y'all start that, man. Don't start. It's already enough division, bro, with how y'all feel about Dak Prescott. Now y'all gonna sit there and say some blasphemous things like that. Let's not go there, man. Let's not go there. Now, I will say Dak does have a problem with trying to force CD Lamb the ball way too much. I will agree with that. I think he does that way too much. I mean, and you had times where, bro, you got one-on-one coverage and you're not even looking toward the other way because you're trying to force it to CD Lamb. You got to be much more better than that, Dak. Come on now. You've been in the league way too long to be doing that. Throw to who's ever open. But it just looked like the sense of urgency ain't there. And I'm just saying, bro, sooner or later you got to shit or get off the pot. And this team right here, as you know it, they got a lot of issues going for them. They just got too many issues going for them. And for me personally, your defense wasn't good enough from the beginning. Even with Michael Parsons before the trade, your defense was not good enough. It was not good enough. Even with a Diggs and Overshown, they were not good enough, bro. They were not good enough. And you clearly see week in, week out, that is the issue. That is the issue. Now, I said fair or unfair, the play was in the works. This was going to be all on Dak Prescott's shoulders. And it was good for a few weeks. Now it done peaked down. Now, a lot of people saying it's peaking down because CD Lamb done came back. I'm not going to go there. But to ask a team and an offense to go out there and week in, week out and put up 30 plus points, come on, bro. That's kind of tough. It's kind of tough, man. Agile up in here. What he say? I don't see making the playoffs as possible. I don't believe it at all neither. We just got to take it one. What do he say? Focus on one game at a time. You know, the control what you can control. Control what you can control. What I can't control is this defense be tripping, and then this offense. I don't know what I get from them. And I'm telling you, they put pressure on themselves if they don't score a touchdown on their first offensive possession. Because it seems like if they score an offensive touchdown on their first possession and they got the run game going, they're going to put up 40. They're going to put up 40. But if they squander on that first offensive drive and don't get nothing, and then the defense gives up a touchdown after that, shit. It's been a lot of news going on, and you know what? I will be getting back to some more news that's going on in Dallas Fort Worth sports. I just been missing in action for a while. I've been MIA for a while, so I just want to come and clear the air for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And what a better way to do it than when Nico Harrison finally gets canned, and for for the right, for reasons that's justified. It ain't just because the fan base is yelling for it. It's like, bro, what you traded for and what you put together has thoroughly been a disappointment, and it's losing and it's unhealthy. That's got you doomed more than anything. I don't think Dumont cared about the fans that much. I just think it's more about the wallet and his product. Because I think his players, he's noticing that they are not coming to work inspired. And that probably started the tension within the organization on top of the outside noise. So that's how they got there. The Cowboys will break down a little bit much more. We'll try to take look at the Raiders and stuff like that. And then we'll try to go over some numbers, some film and all that type of stuff. But for the Cowboys, I just don't see it, bro. 7 out of 8, you're going to have to at least get 10 wins. And that means you're going to have to win the next 7 out of 8 games, bro. That's just... with the defense they got and with the inconsistency that they got at offense, starting with their quarterback and everything else, nah, bro. Y'all might as well get ready for draft season. And if you're a Dallas Fort Worth fan, you might as well get ready to watch these Mavericks, and unless you're still miserable and you want them to sell the team, or watch the Stars. That's about the best take I can give you. Best take I can give you right there. But look at tomorrow, since my big bro is off, since he is off of work till Thursday. Well, that's going to be hard. I'll probably have to holler at my big bro Friday, and we'll probably try another session of Spit Your Game, Talk Yo-ish for Cowboys and Raiders, things that we're looking forward to, because tomorrow I'll be at the Mavericks game, and then Thursday I'll be uploading the Mavericks log. I'll be working on that vlog, maybe just depending on how the schedule works out and how the vlog uploads or whatever, you know what I'm saying, I'll be able to try to do another live. So if I don't, I'm trying to make sure I do more shorts as well. So I'm trying to get into that stream of getting back into that mode, man. Like I said, making life choices that have a lot of consequences that come with them, good or bad, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like derailing things that's going on. But at the same time, we're trying to get back into the fold. We're trying to get back into this algorithm, trying to do some things, trying to get it going. We'll keep up with the Cowboys content for sure. It's just me going to the games is highly doubtful unless them tickets keep being cheap the way that they are being. And we'll see how that goes. So I have some more Cowboy talk probably coming around Thursday or Friday. We'll see how I do, or I'll drop me some videos. Y'all pay attention to the shorts. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for real one time. And before we end the show, let's talk about some Dallas Stars. Out of all this negativity, let's get to some positivity. Your Dallas Stars get their 10th win of the season as they beat the Ottawa Predators in overtime 3-2. And it was a game that, man, watching this game, you looking like, bro, Stars, this is what we're going to do. We need sense of urgency. And y'all come out and I mean, less than a minute than the game started, you give up a goal. You gave up a goal in what? 49 seconds to start the game. And then not after that, basically in about 10 minutes of the first period, you were already down 2-0 chasing. And everything that the Stars were doing just looked sloppy. They couldn't get no shots on the goal. They couldn't spend enough time in the Predators zone at all. And it just didn't look good. Their passes weren't good. It was just one of those games you're like, okay, here go these Stars where y'all gonna come out sloppy and just basically uninspired, and here come Jake Ottinger feeding off of y'all, getting toe up. But give credit to Jake Ottinger, because after that first period, it was a turn as your man basically saved everything. I would bring up everything, the stats and stuff now, but like I said, we're just now trying to get back into the rhythm. I'll get back into, sharing screens and doing some other things like that. But for the Stars tonight, it was well needed that they got this victory. And what got it started in the second period, they tightened up defensively, and then they kind of picked up their skates and put some speed to them. And give credit to Mikko Rantanen, which I believe it was Jason Robertson who gave him the assist on that. Great. He didn't do too much. He didn't hit it too far. He just gave a good alleyway pass to Mikko Rantanen, and Mikko Rantanen came down the ice with the 5-hole shot. Boom, gets it right through in there, cuts the deficit to 2-1. Stars are basically got on the ropes, got into the game. They started playing a little bit more physical as basically the game. I believe you had Jason Robertson came in, got you a goal, which you've been looking for him to. I believe it's been like 9 straight games or something like that Jason Robertson hasn't had a goal. He finally got him a goal that tied it up. Took it into the overtime, and then, with it was about 3 minutes and 4 seconds, about 3 minutes and some change left in the overtime period. Dallas Stars get down there and they get aggressive by keeping the puck into the zone of the Predators. And here come Rope Hintz, who's basically, and it was credit to Jason Robertson as well. Jason Robertson was on the attack, was able to get into the ice, basically get into the zone, and was able to get a good shot in on the goal to create a little bit of a melee right there. And Rope Hintz, right place, right time, sticks it in. Game winner, 3-2, as the Stars win 3-2 over the Predators, as this was marked their 7th comeback victory of the year. You're like, damn, bro, y'all, they got 10 victories. Yeah, they've been cardiac kids as well, bro. They've been putting you on the edge of the seats as well. So it's like, damn, bro, 7 comeback. I like the resolve that the Stars are showing, but damn, can we get some blowout victories or something like that? Can we coast and win? I would like to see that for a change. Can we do that? But nah, big win for the Stars. And like I said, it got it started with the leader of the squad, Mikko Rantanen. He ended up breaking away and basically helped steer the ship on the road for the Stars as they get ready to go, as they stay in Canada, as they get ready to play the Canadians Thursday night at 6:00 Central Standard Time. So like I said, Thursday we'll be watching that game. Maybe we'll drop some shorts. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna go live or not, but just depending on how long it takes me to drop my vlog from the Mavericks game, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll do some things like that. And like I said, there's plenty more news coming out. Maybe we'll do some videos to try to, some shorts to keep y'all updated. But, I still got to rep for the Stars and give y'all some. I know a lot of people ain't hockey fans like that, but at the same time, I told y'all, for me, if I had a power ranking, if it wasn't for the Rangers winning it all in 2023, but the way they done faltered these last 2 years, but still winning it all got to give you something. If it wasn't for the Rangers winning it all in 2023, I'm telling you, I would have the Dallas Stars as my number 1 team in my power ranking. You know what I'm saying? Because the Dallas Stars has just really been more consistent holding it down. They haven't got over the hump in a while, but they have been the most consistent. They really have. So big up to the Stars. Like I said, 7th comeback victory of the year. It's crazy how they're coming back. Basically, no lead is safe against them. So that's something that I do like to see. I love what I'm seeing from Miko Renton, keeping it going, being that leader, taking over, but ingratiating himself with the rest of the Dallas stars like Rope, Hinge, Jason Robeson, Tyler Sagan, ingratiating himself with everybody else, Jake Ottinger as well. And they're just building something. And what you're hoping that Coach Gillespie can continue to develop with this team as he's trying to implement his defensive scheme. You're just hoping that everybody's getting the message. And if you keep getting comeback wins like this, I think the message will start resonating to Gillespie's players as they continue to go through this long, grueling stretch of the NHL season and try to get the Stars on the right track. So big shout out to the Stars, man. Get their 10th victory of the season. Let's try to get some more things going. Let's see if they can keep it all going. But outside of that, man, like I said, it's been a while since I hollered at y'all, man. Had to come in here and give y'all a little sports flavor. I'm trying to do the dual thing, going the vertical live and all that stuff. I don't know if we're going to continue to do that. I might try to go live after the end of the Mavericks game tomorrow. I will see how that goes. Like I said, my battery life hasn't been acting all that good. So I'm going to try to schedule a live now that I know we can do on StreamYard the vertical live. I'm going to just try to go that route and see if I can do it. But yeah, man, we'll be in the trenches tomorrow at the AAC. So, like I said, big news in the DFW. And eventually I'm going to get ready to talk about the Rangers as well, as they're going through a whole change. And the Dallas Wings going through a whole change as they got a new head coach as well. So, a lot of things to talk about with DFW Sports Raps, man. I got to get it off my chest, for all the people who joined in for the chat one time, man. I want to appreciate y'all, man. And for everybody who's catching this on the replay, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, go ahead and drop a comment. Like I said, catch me tomorrow, 7:30 at the Mavs game against the Phoenix Suns. We'll see about the aftermath, how the environment, what the vibe is like after Nico Harrison has been let go of GM for the Dallas Mavericks. And for the Dallas Cowboys, all y'all can do is just take it 1 week at a time and just keep trying to play ball. Offensively, y'all got to find that same hunger that y'all had earlier in the season and just bring it back, because y'all it's going to be up to y'all to see where we go. If y'all going to keep being inconsistent and not showing up, then let's get ready for the draft season. You know what I'm saying? That's basically how that's going to go. So, like I said, again, kudos to all the people that led the Fire Nico movement. Though I said what I said and felt how I felt, I do want to give y'all credit for, basically fighting the fight and sticking to it. You know what I'm saying? Not being deterred. Y'all got y'all wish. Now, can the people that, want to root for the players and all that type of stuff, can we have our wish now? Y'all got y'all fame. Can we have our fame with the players? We don't even want the fame. We want the players to get the fame. So can y'all, like, for the rest of this week, starting tomorrow, Friday, and Sunday, can y'all, chill for a minute? Can y'all chill for a minute? That's all I ask. That's all I ask. But anyway, I'll be in the trenches, and we still going to represent the best way we know how. So that's what we're going to do. And then with that, y'all know what it is, man. Like I said, man, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on X at Drewski Selfmade. Catch me tomorrow at the AAC. We'll get live here later in the week, talk about some more Cowboys and Raiders matchups, some things to look at, and then just keep talking about more Dallas sports as, the Stars will be in action Thursday, and we'll just keep covering the Mavs going on as well. So, man, like I said, man, I'll be coming back at y'all, man. We'll get these schedules, so stay tuned. Stay locked into the channel. We're thinking about creating some memberships as well, get some exclusives for y'all, especially when we go into these games. I'm trying to give me some type of pass where I can get on the court or behind the scenes or something like that. So, man, big love to everybody that's, helping the channel grow. I believe how many subscribers we're at right now? We are at 3,186 subscribers. Man, appreciate all y'all for that's been tuning in and subscribing here over the last few months and years, as well as we're trying to take this channel up to another level. It's going to start tomorrow as we're in the AAC Center. So, man, much love. Salute to everybody coming out here. Y'all know what my slogan is, man. Do everything with love, because love always wins. With that, that's the law. And when I say that, I'm out, y'all. But before you do go, damn, you gotta see how you. Before I do go, I just want to say, because you know, just don't be miserable tomorrow, Mavs fans. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I ain't even gonna play the intro. We just gonna leave the studio. That's that. But just don't be miserable tomorrow. All right, y'all. Y'all had y'all way. It's been fun. It's been real. I'm out, y'all.